Social media is a scam, and it's a scam that leads to traders thinking that they are behind on the curve and making money, that they're not a good trader, when in reality, they just haven't given themselves enough time. And the antidote to that, the solution, is monk mode trading. Going so deep in your focus and your pursuit of becoming a profitable trader that you ignore all of the noise, you go forward on your own, and you make stuff happen. And in today's video, I'm going to break down what monk mode trading looks like, the ultimate guide to monk mode trading, and what you can do to focus and achieve your trading goals. I first started trading back in 2018, and I very quickly went down the rabbit hole and the obsession of trading influencers, guys with Lambos making tons of money, and that whole spiel. And it led to me thinking that I was behind on my journey. All these guys were making tons of money, but I wasn't, so what was I doing wrong? And really, in reality, in hindsight, the only thing I was doing wrong was I wasn't focusing on myself, and I wasn't giving myself enough time to actually become profitable. That was 2018, and after blowing countless accounts and going through some personal stuff, I decided, rather than going to university, that I was going to travel to a Buddhist monastery 4,000 kilometers away from home, and I would live there for roughly 3 weeks. And this was the first introduction to meditation and focus and really mastery as an extension to that. You see, I went to this monastery hoping to figure out how I could become a better trader. Now, that might seem absolutely insane, and it kind of is, but I learned more from this 3-week retreat of living with monks. I learned more about my trading and myself than any course or any amount of backtesting ever did. And it was not too long after that experience that I completely shifted my perspective and approach on trading. And a year or so later, I finally became profitable, quit my job, became funded, all of that stuff. But really, I think it boils down, my success boils down to this idea of monk mode trading, of realizing all of the BS that takes place online. Social media, 99% of influencers are trying to scam you. And I think the antidote to that is monk mode trading. And so I want to talk about 5 or 6 things that I learned when I was at this monastery that you can use and apply to monk mode trading. Okay, the fundamental idea behind monk mode trading is that it's all about focusing on what is within your control and ignoring the rest. It's a very stoic idea. In trading, there are many variables that we can't control. We can't control what the next trade does, whether it's a winner or a loser, but we can control many factors. And so monk mode trading is about mastering these things that are within our control. So let's run through the list of things that you can do that are included in monk mode trading. So the first one would be a early morning routine. The very best trading I ever did was when I was waking up at roughly 6 a.m. Eastern time, so 3 hours before the New York Open, so I could watch the overlap of the London session to the New York session. By waking up early, I was able to do my morning meditation. I was able to see what happened when I was sleeping. I was able to prepare myself for the New York session and then look for a setup. So step number 1 to monk mode trading is having a very strict morning routine. Very strict in the sense of you know exactly what it is that you need to do. What time are you waking up? How are you approaching the market? How are you approaching your trading? Are you doing a morning meditation? Are you doing... Just get as specific as possible, because the more objective you can get, the easier it is to execute it with perfection. And so you want to understand and write down exactly what it is that you need to do. So mine, for example, 6 a.m. wake up, 20-minute meditation, check forexlive.com and the charts, see what happened overnight while I was sleeping, look for setups, set my pending orders, and then walk away. Very simple, very objective, very straightforward. I recommend that you ask yourself the same question. Okay, number 2, this is the main idea of monk mode, and that is to do a digital detox, a digital trading detox at the bare minimum. This would mean that you're no longer going to watch YouTubers, trading influencers online. That, yes, includes this channel as well. Get off of Twitter, get off of Instagram, ignore all of these gurus. That's the bare minimum, right? You want to only be getting trading inputs from yourself. Ignore everyone else. But if you wanted to extend that, and I would most certainly recommend it, it would be to get off of social media completely. Not just trading stuff, but completely. When I went to the monastery, I had no phone for 3 weeks. And honestly, it was quite miserable at the very beginning. But eventually there was a shift that took place, and you start to get this kind of quiet bliss, this quiet, steady flowing sense of contentment by not always getting these quick dopamine hits. So there are certainly withdrawal symptoms. Phones and social media is 100% a drug, but by doing this digital detox, it really fuels everything else in the monk mode trading, because you're going to develop that discipline, that quiet calmness and steadiness. And so tip number 2, that digital detox is huge. Number 3 is an obvious one, and it is strict risk management. You can't trade like a monk if you are risking your entire account. So you need to have a very strict risk management. You need to set exactly what position size you're going to be using on all trades, how much you're going to be risking per trade, stop loss, take profit levels. These should already be implemented, but it is impossible to execute monk mode trading without having strict risk management. Number 4, you might scoff at, well, no, you shouldn't scoff at. I did, though. So hopefully you're a much better trader than I am, but a trading journal. You see, you can only improve things that are measured. And so if you're not measuring your trading results, it's going to be very difficult to improve over time. It's a very boring thing. It's tedious, whether you do it hand to paper or you do it online. It needs to be done. You need to do a trading journal. Even to this day, I hate doing it, but I think it is very useful. In fact, it's a requirement, because you can't improve if you're not tracking where you're going wrong. So for me, when I had my trading journal, I liked doing it on my laptop. I liked having screenshots before and after the trades. I liked having a fundamental section, what's going on in the world, what was my reason behind the trade, what were my emotions. The more information you have, the more you're able to track, and the more you're able to see where you go wrong. Now, an important thing that I wish somebody had told me is there doesn't always need to be a reason behind your loss, okay? You don't know, you can't control what the trade's going to do, and you can be the best trader in the world, and you're still going to have a bunch of losses. So a trading journal isn't about beating yourself up and recognizing a mistake every time. It's very possible that there are no mistakes. You can have a losing trade without making any mistakes. There's always a lesson, but there aren't always mistakes. So keep that in mind when you are using your trading journal. Number 5 is, depending on who you ask, optional or not optional, and that would be meditation. I meditated every single day for many years. Now, admittedly, I don't meditate anymore. It's something that I probably should do, but I just don't. And me no longer meditating very much coincides with me not being as much of an active trader. When I launched Lark Funding in 2022, June 1st, 2022, my personal trading took a backseat. I focused on the company, and it's right around that time that I did stop meditating. Again, do as I say, not as I do. I think meditation does have a great place, even if it's just for 5 minutes, to quiet the mind, to water the seed of mindfulness within you. I think it can really help when you are a trader, and it is my firm belief that any form of meditation is better than any form of backtesting. 1 minute of meditation will always be better than 1 minute of backtesting. I am not a strong believer in backtesting, so it's just something to keep in mind. Meditation would be step 5 on the ultimate guide to monk mode trading. Number 6 is the accumulation of step 1 to 5, and that is mastery. Everything we are doing here is to master the skill and the art of trading. Mastery cannot happen without obsession. And so if you're not sufficiently obsessed with trading, I think you're going to struggle. But by being obsessed, by going into monk mode trading with the singular goal of mastery, your trading will 10x. It will make a massive difference. Monk mode for anything, whether building a business, fitness, you name it, will always lead to incredible results. So much of our lives are just filled with distractions. It's almost sickening when you think of it. At least for me, the amount of time I waste a day is just awful. And life is unfortunately quite short. And so you're watching this because you want to be a fantastic trader. You want to be a phenomenal trader. In order to do that, there needs to be a level of obsession that leads to mastery. And so what does mastery actually look like when it comes to trading? Well, for one example, our data would suggest that the very best traders focus on only 1 or 2 pairs. So a focus on that. Focus on mastering the 1 or 2 pairs that you like trading. It could be mastering a time frame. It could be mastering anything. But really, I want to leave this video with one exercise that transformed my trading that connects directly with the idea of mastery. I want you to ask yourself, I want you to envision and visualize what the very best trader in the world looks like to you. And get objective, get as specific as you possibly can. The very best trader in the world, what time do they wake up? What's their trading setup look like? What pairs are they trading? How many pairs are they trading? How do they approach the market when there's a news event? What fundamental analysis are they doing? Right? Get as specific as possible. How do they execute trades? How do they manage trades? I want you to ask yourself all of these questions, and I'm sure you can come up with a pretty vivid picture in your head. Once you have that, ask yourself, where are you falling short? If the very best trader in the world is waking up at 5 a.m. and you're waking up at 5 a.m., fantastic. You can check that box. But I'm sure there are a whole bunch of things that the best trader in the world is doing that you are not doing. I have come to learn after spending over $10,000 on Forex courses that we already know inside of us what we are not doing. Most courses are a form of procrastination. We know what it is that we need to be doing to succeed, but we're not doing it. So we'll spend money and we'll spend time on a course for somebody to tell us what we need to do, only for us to not do it. So by asking yourself this question, you will find yourself for free the answer to your struggles. What is it that you are not doing that you know you need to be doing? If the best trader in the world is doing it and you're not, there's no need to spend any money on courses. You know exactly where you are falling short. And the idea of monk mode trading connects us to mastery, and we can only achieve mastery by doing the hard work, the things that we are avoiding. If you made it this far, as always, we appreciate it. We will see you in the next one. And until then, peace.